Adolf Hitler, a name etched into the annals of history, instigating one of the darkest periods in human civilization. Rising to power as the Führer of Nazi Germany, Hitler orchestrated the horrors of World War II and the genocide known as the Holocaust. But beneath the monstrous actions, a less visible but equally disturbing trait lurks: a profound narcissism. Hitler's actions reflect not only an unimaginable level of evil, but also suggest a deep-seated narcissism. Today, we delve into this aspect of his personality. Hitler's belief in the Aryan race's superiority reveals his first narcissistic trait: an exaggerated sense of self-importance. This belief system was not just a political stance, but it became his life's obsession. He saw the Aryan race, a group he believed he belonged to, as the master race. This conviction was deeply rooted in Hitler's psyche and significantly influenced his actions, leading to some of the most horrendous acts of the 20th century. The notion of Aryan supremacy became a tool for Hitler to justify his violent and oppressive tactics. His belief in the inherent superiority of his race gave him a warped sense of entitlement, a common characteristic of narcissism. It was this inflated sense of self that allowed him to envisage and execute a grand plan of racial purity, disregarding the immense human cost. In Hitler's distorted worldview, he saw himself and his Aryan race as superior, a clear indication of narcissistic self-importance. The second narcissistic trait Hitler exhibited was his knack for manipulation and exploitation. It was not by chance that he ascended to power. Rather, it was by carefully exploiting the fears and prejudices of the German people. Post-World War I, Germany was a nation steeped in discontent and economic hardship. Hitler seized upon this, expertly manipulating these sentiments to position himself and his party as the nation's savior. But Hitler's manipulation didn't stop at gaining power. Once in office, he exploited the German people's trust in him to further his sinister agenda. He pushed forward policies that led to world war and genocide, all while maintaining his image as a strong and competent leader. A narcissist at heart, Hitler cared little for the devastation his actions brought, as long as they served his personal ambitions. Hitler's manipulation and exploitation of a whole nation underscores his narcissistic tendencies. A defining characteristic of narcissism is a lack of empathy, a trait Hitler demonstrated profoundly. Hitler's orchestration of the Holocaust, perhaps the most heinous crime in human history, is a stark testament to this. This systematic genocide resulted in the death and suffering of millions of innocent people, a tragedy that resonates across generations. Hitler's willingness to cause such immense suffering without remorse or hesitation is a chilling example of his lack of empathy. His monstrous policies were not the result of a misguided ideology alone, but were underpinned by a chilling indifference to the value of human life. He saw people as mere instruments to achieve his goals, completely disregarding their inherent worth and dignity. His decisions were not based on concern for the well-being of others, but on a cold, calculated strategy to consolidate his power. Hitler's complete disregard for human life and suffering is a chilling testament to his lack of empathy, a key trait of narcissism. Hitler's arrogance and constant need for admiration further exemplify his narcissistic personality. His self-importance was colossal, dwarfing even the grandeur of the Reichstag. He demanded absolute loyalty, seeing himself as a unique and superior being, deserving of unwavering allegiance. This arrogance was not confined to the intimate circles of his regime, but rather, it was shamelessly displayed in his speeches and public appearances. His speeches were often a spectacle of self-aggrandizement, where he painted himself as the sole savior of the German people. His words dripped with arrogance and a sense of entitlement, as he sought to manipulate the masses into idolizing him. This constant need for admiration was not just a trait, it was a lifeline. He thrived on the adulation, the cheers, and the absolute devotion of his followers. This was the fuel that powered his ambition, his drive, and his unrelenting pursuit of power. Hitler's arrogance and insatiable need for admiration are stark indicators of his narcissistic personality. While Adolf Hitler's reign of terror has left an indelible mark on history, it also provides us with a study of a profoundly narcissistic personality. His exaggerated sense of self-importance, manipulation, and exploitation, lack of empathy, and insatiable need for admiration reflect the hallmarks of narcissistic personality disorder. This chilling insight into one of history's most infamous figures offers a sobering lesson. If you found this analysis intriguing, please like and subscribe for more insightful content. Remember, understanding history helps us shape a better future.